Greetings and salutations, friends. It is time to crack on with the cloaca, okay? Risk it for the biscuit, or the donut, in this case, I suppose. As today we are finishing this goddamn campaign. We are wrapping this up today. We are killing Griffonia. I don't care how long it's gonna take. We're winning this war today. That's what we're gonna do. As last time, we did finally finish the war in the south after quite a bit of headache, but the south has now been fully taken over, thank God, and we can bring the remaining forces over up to the northern front. That also means that we've got a fair few air assets we can begin to transfer as well, like 1,000-odd transport aircraft, for example. I really need to start building a lot more runways here, don't I? Yes, I sort of kind of do. Let's just start queuing that up, as we're going to need to be transferring all of it. I don't know where the remainder of the enemy's navy is right now. I think it might have been, in essence, wiped out. I hope so. I goddamn hope so. But let's construct some airports over here as well on the captured ground, as our African allies are contributing to our victory, our victoire.
Service guarantees citizenship.
There's still a fair few divisions in front of us. I can't lie, there's still a couple left. But it's getting better. Every day is getting better, chat. Every day brings us closer to final victory and a final solution to the Griffonian problem. Oh god, I'm gonna need to switch out, like, all of this infantry at some point to figure out where everything is supposed to be. Let's begin by just shifting this over, as we need to refirm our front line. Young Sun 2, when you do Dawnclaw, make Solar Lunar Empire the end of game boss. No one else stands a chance unless you fight the cat. That is true. I should probably make that. Yes, that's a good idea. Dawnclaw Heresy with Solar Empire. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. Dawnclaw versus the Solar Empire would be kind of cool. Leave those there. Yeah, no, you're not getting through there, buddy. Not in quite some time, I'm afraid. Right, we're probably actually gonna leave 4 divisions there, tie that up, bring the Queen's Guard back. Which leaves us with 9 divisions roundabout. Okay. Right. There. Begin spreading that back out again, so that we can actually have units all over the place, and free up our actual offensive elements to do something worthwhile and useful, instead of sitting by and watching happily as the war continues without them. Shana beast made of steel. Bismarck's a good song. And to love some doppelganger, the Supreme Court needs to rule that if you have a TOS, then you are a publisher, not a platform. I wouldn't mind that, yes, that would be kind of good. Well, honestly, the thing is, what we actually need to do is figure out what a publisher actually is in the modern day, because that's kind of what we're struggling with right now. Because when you were dealing with just physical releases, like newspapers and books, etc., it was very easy to determine whether someone was a publisher or whether someone was a platform. Or honestly, even the term platform doesn't really work for this stuff anymore. Like, nothing's truly a platform, really. Like, platform was a term we largely invented for the benefit of social media companies. And it does make a certain amount of sense. Like, if somebody is publishing something on your platform, then of course you should not be held legally liable for the actions of somebody else, even if you are the delivery method of that thing. Makes sense. But then, of course, we further complicated this by essentially allowing people to use platform as an excuse to do whatever they want. And then we arrived at the point of legislation via terms of service, where we are allowing people to, in essence, sign away their actual rights in order to get on a platform. For example, when you get on YouTube, you are in essence signing away any right you have to arbitrate a employment dispute, because YouTube will just say like, "Oh, you're not employed by us, so we have no commitments via VU whatsoever." Whereas normally, see, the gig economy thing is an interesting, like, I need another one of these. The gig economy thing is a very interesting debate, frankly, where you've kind of got to try and find a balance between freedom, which is one of the primary, like, good parts of a gig economy style setup, and, like, the bare minimum of security that any employee should have via their employer, right? Okay, we've found ourselves a import route there. Interesting. We'll have the submarines play with that. And they've got some aircraft in the area. Okay. Did we? Yes, we did. Okay. Move over the 400 naval bombers and start messing with them a little bit over there. Do you have any free fighters anywhere? I think I've dedicated all of my fighters. God help me. That's a lot of fighters. Okay. Okay, deploy another 1,000 goddamn fighters to begin building this up. Because one of the primary... Ooh, attack helicopters. Ooh. Why not? Why not? Yeah, start building some of those. One of the primary good things, of course, with the gig economy is that you get to work under your own terms. If you want to work one day, you can. If you don't want to work another day, you can. Like, for example, I've had a few very productive weeks now, and so this week I am just lazy as shit. I am even noticing that myself as I look at what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's like, I probably should have make a video today, and I'm like, nothing to talk about, can't be asked. And then I just flop back into bed again, in essence. Which is a fantastic thing, and of course, if you are employed by a business, then that is not necessarily something you can or should even be able to do. So if you want that freedom, it comes with a degree of, well, a lack of security, you know? If you're going to have that freedom, you are going to need to give up some of the safety of a more traditional, solid state employment, right? Makes sense. It's entirely fair. But at the same time, YouTube isn't really a... goddammit. They're attacking me with too much stuff up there to hold with just these, aren't you? Actually, yes, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Yeah, you can attack me from like 5 provinces up there. Okay, let's fall back that one a bit. Yeah, that is a lot. Oh god, we're entering an area now where there's a lot of like combined terrain, which is going to make it very easy for them to attack me all over the place, but honestly, even just after falling back a little bit, it should be fair. It should be fine. But the thing there is, of course, that YouTube is not really a gig job anymore. Not really, not truly. Like, YouTube has long ago become an actual source of legitimate, like, consistent employment at this point. It is difficult to define it as something you just do on and off anymore when you're actually, like, doing it, you know? And in that scenario, it makes a lot of sense that there would be access to some sort of basic protection. You know, just because it would at least put you on the same level as everybody else. But then again, you might also easily argue that, okay, maybe, but who is your, you know, consistent employer? Do you have one? And no, actually, no. Like, it's a difficult one, that, honestly, because I feel like you end up in kind of an unfair position very quickly, where you're artificially advantaging YouTube over other forms of more risk-based employment, in a way, because you're like, oh, well, you know, you do this regularly, but you, in essence... Well, you know, that's actually kind of a decent comparison. In essence, you have one big employer. It's like when you're a company, but 98% of your business comes from one person. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It is kind of like that, unironically. And it's like, okay, well, you've chosen to take the risk, in essence, of having one big employer, so, why are you deserving of some sort of extra protection? Haven't you placed yourself in this position? And you're like, yeah, no, unironically, you probably have. And at the same time, it's also not the same thing, is it? Like, God. It's actually a somewhat difficult problem, honestly, as it's just not really a, like, setting that we've really had before in employment, you know? I don't know. It's a weird one. Zolox and Doppelgang, if you are regulating what people can say, then you are not a platform like the phone company, you are a publisher. Yeah, I suppose, but at the same time, you're not a publisher either, are you? Because you're not publishing the thing. You do have an editorial input, which is kind of the definition, but at the same time, the definition of an editor doesn't really work in this case. Like, God even fucking knows, honestly. Let's see. There should be a decent little snip here, I think. Alright. You boys will be reinforcing this. Sending in the 3 Panzer divisions. Dedicate all of them? Yeah, dedicate all of them. Actually, hold on. Cancel that attack in the north. For now, it would be better if I could get a slightly wider penetration set up here first. Could I expand upon that in any way? Nah, not really. Not in any good, worthwhile way, I don't think. We're just gonna widen this a little bit before we dedicate anything else. Yep, feel free to feed in units slowly there and have them be absolutely munched by the Queen's Guard. I've got no particular problems with that one bit at all. Right, you guys. Get in there. And now we can commit these panzers. And the relief forces. Panzer divisions to hold open the surround.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Modern weaponry go smack smack. Yes. There you go. Damn, it's nice having those other 6 Panzer divisions. It makes things a hell of a lot fucking easier, doesn't it? It really, really does. Nelson Smith, 9/11 is here again. Still remember that day clearly. Arch, is it something that you remember? How big was it Norway for you guys? Your thoughts? Oh, absolutely. It was a huge thing in Norway as well. Because, as I said on the side-scrollers just earlier today, actually, one of the things that we really gotta kind of remind ourselves of here is how fucking good we had it. Okay? Like, that period, like the 2000s, was an incredibly good period in human history. Like, it was our golden age. Our golden age is in our past, as tragic as that is to say. The early 2000s was the culmination, the peak of our modern-day Western civilization. Shit was great. Unironically, shit was great. The majority of the world was in peace. We had stable systems across the world. There were no real major geopolitical threat to Western dominance. We were rich. We were advancing. Our entertainment was great. Our society was great. Everything, unironically, was fucking great. And everybody was optimistic. It seemed as if the good times would continue forever, because there was no reason to believe they would ever end. But 9/11, as so many people mention around the time as well, like 9/11 told us that we are living in a more dangerous, scarier world. That's one of the big things that changed for a lot of people. They viewed the world as so incredibly excellent, and 9/11 in many cases began to shift that for people when they realized that, oh shit, everything isn't as great as we thought it was. It brought the Middle East to the West. It kind of did. I remember articles at the time basically talking about nonsense like, you know, the West has always been so very, very spoiled. The Middle East has always had to worry about terrorist attacks and stuff. I'm like, I mean, I suppose that's probably true, but fuck. Why should this bother us? Why must we now become the victims of this? And, well, we didn't understand at the time. We didn't understand it. We didn't get it. Today, however, we are beginning to understand why. We were in the early days, in the early stages of the process of importing the third world, and as we say now, import the third world, become the third world. This might require... No, never mind. The Queen's Guard just moves in, makes brief contact with the enemy. The Griffins know what they're up against and instantaneously surrender. Like, oh, nope, we know the shape of that. That enormously, retardedly heavy, fucking armored super box tank. That's the Queen's Guard. It's time to surrender. Fair enough, fair enough. I would probably say the same thing. It changed the world. And, well, okay. I don't know if it's fair to say that it changed the world, because a lot of this shit had already started on the way, you know? It was already simmering, to put it like that, but 9/11 is the most easily definable, like, crux moment where it became apparent that the world had changed, that the golden age had come to an end, and it was only downhill from here. And fucking boy, isn't that true? It looks on Doppelganger, we should have asked the Middle East. Colonized, you mean? That's what we should have done. Colonization was the answer, but we were too civilized to understand. Unironically, that was the problem. I am not even fucking shitting you. I am not... no hyperbole, no exaggeration. Colonization was the solution to our problem. But we were so confident in our, idea of Western liberalism that we looked at the rest of the world and we thought, like, okay, well, I mean, we don't want to force our way of living onto these people. That'd be a little, that would be a little presumptuous of us, wouldn't it? Like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna, like, be the beacon of civilization. We are going to be the thing that they will want to look up to, and they will naturally gravitate towards us. That way, we will be able to basically establish the rule of Western liberalism across the world without actually enforcing it on anyone. Because we were so utterly confident that our system was the best, it was the greatest, and there could no possibly be any opposition to it. And well, it turns out that blinkered religious faith, dogmatic zealotry, it might not have provided what we considered to be a persuasive argument, but to the rest of the fucking world, that was a banger. As ever so beautifully demonstrated, of course, by the Arab Spring. Oh god, I loved the Arab Spring. The Arab Spring, in case you were unaware, was a period of time when basically there were a bunch of populist revolts in the Middle East. And a lot of Western analysts who don't understand what the Middle East truly is was looking at that and going like, finally liberalism has won. Now finally everyone will embrace our worldview. It's finally happening. And then the Middle East went to the polls to vote in their new government. They voted in exclusively religious zealots, because they don't think like us. They don't play the game like us. They don't value the same things like us. And the West never realized that. It never did. It never figured that one out. And hell, fuck, to a certain degree, we still haven't figured that one out. For all the wealth of evidence that has been showered down upon us now for so long, we never figured that one out. Alright, so that, I believe, is the Port Province. Alright, we're gonna make that, and probably that one as well. That'll draw off a good number of the bad boys. And we're obviously going to want to establish air dominance over Wing Body, but I don't imagine that's going to be too hard, considering how we have absolutely fucking butchered their air force. We'll transfer over 800 fighters, just as an absolute ridiculous demonstration in strategic overkill. And, we got some tactical bombs down here? Surely we've got some tactical bombs down here, right? Did we not? Did I transfer everyone up north? I did, didn't I? Gosh darn it. Alright, do I have any tactical bombs to spare? I've got 500 there, 500 there, 1,400 there. Yep, I've got some I can spare. I think I can manage. I think I can manage. Right. And we're just gonna do another nice big fat pincer maneuver. Nice and simple. The only question is, how ambitious do we want to get? Well, taking into consideration just the fact that we're gonna run out of fuel awfully quickly. Where is this division that I can't move it? Where is this? Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. Silly division. Come up here where all of your friends are. And 3 of my light armored divisions, which have completely replaced my motorized divisions at this point. And you're already there. Okay, nice. Ah. Remnants of the enemy's fleet. Nice. Whatever tiny bits remains. So, are we... They are still getting a little bit of import, but it's so goddamn far over there, I hardly think it's worth intercepting it, frankly. Alright, transfer those over to Submarine Command, and... I mean, shit, let's just... blockade everything, I guess. Why not? There you go. Got enough subs to cover pretty much all of it, so... And the Panzer Grenadiers as well. Yep, nice double-wide encirclement there. Heading down, taking Carthin with the aid of the naval invasion forces. Nice and simple. Any enemy units that try to escape, well, we're simply just gonna sink them in the ocean, aren't we? Scott the Celt, playing Space Marine 2, I hope that they add a story mission in a DLC so desperate that they have the Legion of the Damned intervene in order to survive it. Oh boy. And Zero, hey Arch, I'm wanting to try out streaming. Any tips? Be a woman. I mean, unironically, if you can transition, do it. But beyond that, just what? What is the most important thing about doing streaming? That's a good question. See, a little bit of the problem with doing YouTube or anything like this is that there's really no blueprint, if that makes sense. Like there's the basic stuff. If you're gonna have audio, which I presume, then you get a decent microphone. And it doesn't even need to be a particularly like super good one. Like even like a Blue Yeti will do fine to begin with. There's a reason why that's like the entry level one, or a Shure, the USB one, stuff like that. Oh, improved scout helicopters, nice. That will do well, and get a decent webcam. But like again, today, even just like a Logitech basic bitch webcam, I mean, shit, you could record yourself with your phone and it would probably have sufficient quality, because all our cameras are just incredibly good these days. What else? Be prepared to work a lot, I guess. Doing YouTube is a far more time-consuming, help me, job than I imagined when I started out with it. And beyond that, honestly, YouTube is like 98% luck and connections, basically. Luck and connections. And hard work. Now, to be fair, yes, no. Luck, connection, and grinding. Yes, grinding. Grinding is a good addition to that. You're ready to launch the invasion force? Fantastic. Insufficient naval supremacy. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, over there. Okay, fair enough. Right, okay, that makes... Oh, hey! Africa is invading. Oof, boy, ow, ugh. Shit. They're gonna get their asses pounded. Okay, I need to transfer over something to help them there, right? 500 fighters. That'll keep top cover. I can peel off 200 TAC bombers. And probably another 200 TAC bombers from this. The grind, yes, the grind is important, because at the beginning, you will be treated like a second-class citizen. Fuck second-class citizen. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. You will be the untouchable of India. That is how YouTube starts out treating everyone. Everyone is an untouchable on the YouTube platform to begin with. And only very, very slowly will the algorithm even deign to acknowledge that you exist. And that is just like part and parcel of living on YouTube, tragically. But stick to it, eventually you might get a break. You might not. That is the other thing as well. Lum's position on this, where she's like, I'm not quitting my job until I'm earning like twice what I am already. Very smart. Very smart, because you never know when you might get success on YouTube, and it's virtually impossible to predict with any kind of certainty. Like, you could make a video that you're thinking like, oh god, this is lazy garbage, and it might take off. Alternatively, you might spend absolutely ridiculous quantities of times on a video that you think is really gonna finally put your mark on things, and the internet responds with an enormous collectivized yawn. That is also entirely possible. The internet is a sad and evil place, by and large. I know that's not a lot of good tips, but honestly, like, that's pretty much how it works. Oh, that broke through quicker than I'd expected. Shit. Alright. Alright, make sure we've actually got something to hold this penetration open, which I didn't remember to actually take into consideration before launching it. Okay, well, let's hope we can bring in enough reinforcements via the sea then, I guess. To be fair, no problem about that. Right. Let's make it a double wide. This is going to be a pinch more thinly held than I would normally like, but I forgot to actually check how wide an attack, or deep more correctly, that I was launching before I'd actually already launched it, so, well, here goes nothing. And light troopers, you are just going to grab as much ground as you conceivably possibly can. Which reminds me, tactical airplanes, you will be very useful here. There's a lot of you. Right, can I fit you in anywhere? Probably there. Right, start operating from there and start supplying our armored spearhead as it rolls aggressively into Griffonian territory, crushing anything and everything in front of it. Frankly, I should probably have waited on my naval forces to reach the coast before launching this, as that would have guaranteed a bit of a better surround, as I have underestimated, yet again, the sheer unbelievable motherfucking speed of light armor on the move. Can you actually get in there? You probably can. Right, slightly dodgy. This is going to need some... This is gonna need some spoiling attacks if I'm gonna keep this shit open. Ash realizes all too late that he has bitten over more than he can frankly chew. Entirely normal, entirely fine, entirely not to be worried about. Just hit other stuff and make sure that the enemy doesn't have any way to actually screw me over quickly. They're gonna need to reposition troops too. Make sure you close that off before a whole lot of them actually manage to escape. Good job. Expand outwards. Transfer light armor. Don't know. What? No, you dumbasses. There should be a... You can tell me there isn't a port there. Well, fuck me. Okay, well, never mind. It's fine, it's fine. We're gonna take Cartha in a moment. There we go. No problems. Alright, expand. Expand and secure. Right. Nice. Yes, yes, this is fine. This is fine. This is unironically fine. Unironically fine. I was sweating there for a little moment. Jonathan Smith, you missed my follow-up. Bad eyesight, more dollars. Did I? For me, 9/11 is the beginning of the decay culture. The focus snapped outwards disproportionately and allowed the inner enemies destroying our society. I mean, fuck, it wasn't even that it snapped outwards. We had no idea we had inner enemies. At all. Like, that's one of the things that I keep mentioning quite often in regards to how we got to this point, and how in 2014 most of us were looking at what was happening with like third wave feminism, and we were just confused. Like, they were like, oh, the video games are over-sexualized and there are no women at all. And we were like, what? No, there are women. Here, let me show you. Because that was our reaction, to demonstrate to them that no, they were actually factually incorrect. Because at the time, we didn't know yet that we were dealing with a group of people who had not the faintest fucking inkling interest in what was factually correct. We were not aware that we were dealing with a political entity because we had, for so long, existed in a beautiful civilization where politics was somebody else's fucking problem. We didn't need to worry about politics. Politics was for the politicians and those who were like particularly interested in it. The rest of us didn't need to bother with this. The nation was running just fine. Everyone was happy. Everything was cool. God damn it. Please tell me you're intercepting these transports and sinking them. Actually, am I? Hold on. There. Transfer over naval forces. If they're gonna put anything in the ocean, I want it fucking sunk. I want it sunk and all that equipment sent to the bottom of the sea. They're treating everything out of there, aren't they? I was really hoping my boats would intervene here. Apparently my boats have elected to not intervene at all. Well, that is frighteningly annoying. Why are you not? I know you can catch transport boats. I know you can. Oh, it's oh fuck, it's convoy raiding, isn't it? Mother humper. Yes, it is. Okay, fine. Mostly my fault. Fuck. Although, I will still point out that the ships seeing massive troop convoys, carrying God only knows how many millions of tons of war material, and the warship goes like, shit, sir, should we sink that? And they go like, nah. Nah. It's like, they're not warships, so why should we bother? Didn't I have a tank? There we are, right, light tanks, right. Head over there, now. Right, rest of you, go. We've already allowed far too much of our prey to escape us. Try to minimize the lack of efficiency. There, advance. There we go. Right, I don't believe there's any other ports in the area that they have access to, so whatever's left we've got captured. Silly Arch, silly Arch. Silly Navy too, honestly. I'll blame at least part of that on the Navy. We're in the stage of unrestricted warfare now, boys. Prize rules no longer apply. If it's flying the enemy flag, sink it. Fuck. Ignore whether or not it's flying the enemy's flag, that is irrelevant. If it's flying any flag that isn't a changeling pony, blow it the fuck out of the water. Quite nice and simple, really. Indiscriminate warfare is the only kind of good warfare. Nice. Still a decent enough victory, but I could have got another 10 divisions easy there. Another pocket closed. And a fair few ships taken care of as well. I'm actually quite impressed by my allies. They're holding on surprisingly well, everything considered. I frankly expected my allies here to be overrun in about 5 milliseconds. They're probably dealing with very outdated gear. I very much so doubt my African allies have access to the cutting edge of modern-day military hardware for some reason. I don't know. Judging by their infrastructure level. Is that connected? That is connected. Okay, good. Right, make sure we get all the logistics set up properly and by now I imagine we can probably move over the 5th Heeresgruppe as well. What? Who's marching? Where are the dumbasses marching? Oh, okay, good. I've already got... No. We've already got 10 over there. This is fine. Right, I think... We're gonna... Oh, 150. We can't quite afford it yet, but we're probably gonna need to raise another army of just holding infantry to keep up with demand here. I would like to go rescue these little shits, but I'm not entirely sure how. Right, once again. Make sure we bring together all of the infantry so we can utilize it as we best see fit. Could there be... Not really. Well, No, because they can still go over here, so a naval invasion behind them wouldn't really achieve much. Yep, I'm afraid our allies are going to find themselves in rather hot water here, unfortunately. I mean, what I could do is order actually a genuine general advance across the entirety of this. I would capture a lot of shit by doing that. The question is, do I want to capture a lot of shit? Actually, no. I am not currently in the position where capturing a lot of shit is my primary concern. Destroying as much as conceivably possible of the Griffonian army is my primary concern. And capturing a whole lot of shit is going to be the secondary one thereafter. Bring over the infantry. Did I return? Yeah, yes, I did. Okay, good. I caught up. Wonderful. I really kind of want to try and... No, hold on. I've got light forces. Move. Would that help me? You know what? Yes, let's do that, actually. Right. Bring what tanks we can easily spare over there. On the double, and a few Panzer Grenadiers as well. Naval landing forces. Do we have any immediate use for you? Probably not. Draw you back to sunset. We'll counterattack. How very feisty of them. Okay, we do need air superiority in that region. Grab half of these, move them over. Half of those. Move those over as well. And continue expanding on every single airfield we've ever captured. Good. Right, this will, if nothing else, provide at least a little bit of a distraction for our dear allies fighting over there. And we'll set up a nice secondary surround in a moment as well. Right, infantry is on location. Right, start spreading them out. 3 divisions per territory should provide us with a fairly safe and secure base of operations for our continued, what was the Russian word again? Special military operations in the area? Yes. I can't help it. The Russians do have a way with language, if nothing else. Special military operations. That is, okay, we are giving the Russians credit for that, but we really shouldn't. In reality, the entire idea of special military operations is very much so a Western concept. America started doing this when America came to the realization that it really wanted to wage war in various places of the globe. But to do so, it would kind of have to declare war, and that was kind of annoying because, you know, declaring war requires votes and stuff, and, you know, it becomes a little bit of a political circus, and then all the people would go like, we don't want war. But you really, really want to fight a war. So what do? Well, you figure out a way to wage a war without actually waging a war by renaming war. One of the more brilliant inventions of the modern day. Now, granted, this habit of reimagining the meaning of words did also end up biting us in the arse just a little bit later on, but hey, it was fun while it lasted, I suppose. And you're still getting pushed back? Yeah, badly. But at least you've got island defenses now, plus air cover, so you should be fine for the rest of it, hopefully. We did not know the can of worm we opened. But we opened it nevertheless, because it looked funny at the time. Immediate convenience has done more damage to humanity than pretty much any other thing. Okay, that's the infantry reserves we've got. God, what are we going to use for the whole array? Oh, well, we've got more here. Okay. All right, move all of the expensive stuff back for the time being. Let's see, how's my logistic building going? Oh, damn, infrastructure, holy shit. Huh. I'm not in Africa anymore, as it turns out. The Griffonians have actually built shit. Nice. It's always a pleasure to wage war in a European setting, you know? There's railway also all over the place. Logistical concerns become significantly lessened by the presence of actual infrastructure. It's a delightful thing. Queen's Guard. We don't need you to break through anymore, so we are simply going to place you out all over the place. Okay, we need to expand upon this breach here a little bit to make sure that we've actually got some supplies flowing through. Okay, what do we got? 1, 2, 3 tanks there. 4 panzer divisions. Right. And we've got loads of light armor. That will be useful. Bring that up as well. And where do we put our Panzer Grenadiers? 3 divisions, 3 more ready. 6, plus whatever we got over here. Right, and our infantry arrived. Lovely. You're going to have a little bit of a shitty supply situation for the moment, Hasguppa, but don't worry about it. It will get better. It will get better quite quickly as well. And in the interim, I will transfer over 1,200 transport aircraft to take care of your immediate desire and need for gravy and or biscuits. And that actually resupplies everything. See, aerial resupply has been nerfed heavily in many patches now, but if you simply have enough aircraft, well, you can still use it with significant success. It's just a question of what exactly is enough aircraft. That's really all. That was the Germans' problem, you know? Every time Guderian was like, oh, I can supply this or this, and then he failed supplying it via the air, whereas the Americans succeeded. The Americans succeeded because the Americans had enough planes. Dark Innovator, ArchChrist, our Lord and Savior, may I inquire your wisdom on what Hoi 4 DLC you feel is worth buying? Oh boy, off the top of my head. Basically anything that adds, like, major mechanics. Let me actually have a quick look at the DLC page. Like Arms Against Tyranny, that one's quite good because it gives you access to like Lend-Lease stuff. Blood alone, I would probably say no. No Step Back, that one's worth it. La Resistance is sort of kind of worth it. But none of like the Spirit Pack or the Story Pack. Like the one focused on Greece, for example, unless like you really want to play Greece, I guess. Honestly, most of them are okay. It's just the story packs where it's like, hey, we patched in a decision tree. Like, oh, good on you, thanks. Do I have bombers operating here? Sort of. So we'll go through there. Okay, right. Tanks. No, too narrow. Allow greed to guide your motions. Greed is good. I will always be somewhat split on the whole, like, decision tree, because on the one hand, it does provide you with an actual narrative, which I like. It allows you to turn your Hearts of Iron experience into more of a narrative-focused experience and actually tell a story, which is great. But it also allows Paradox, a rather famous money-grubbing little corporation at this point, to basically charge you to add in events, basically, like narrative events, and I've never been a massive fan of that idea. Right, this is better, yes. Now we've got a nice wide encirclement that we can carry out. Yes, much better. we are going to push as far through to the other side as we possibly can, of course. Just make sure the tanks are leading the charge. And then follow it up. Panzer Grenadiers and regular infantry. And I really should mechanize the rest of my infantry at this point. Not like I can't afford it or anything. It's more, I'm worried about the fuel cost. I'm still not entirely sure whether I can keep my Navy, my Air Force, and everything else operational, whilst also having a fully motorized army. Then again, Griffonia could manage it, so I see no reason why the changelings with a unified Equestria underneath it couldn't do so as well. You know what I really miss from Hearts of Iron? Was it 3 or was it 2? There was a little button. What that little button did was that it built up supplies in an area so that you could actually go like, okay, hey, I am planning an offensive in this region. And you could actually build up, like, say, a month's worth of supplies in that region so that you would always have supplies there for that month. Now, obviously, that would put, like, a big strain on your logistical system whilst you were doing it, but once that was set up, you actually had a, like, a forward operating base that you could draw supplies from. It always annoyed me that they basically removed that mechanic, because it makes a lot of sense to, you know, prepare for an upcoming offensive, instead of just, like, continuously resupplying it as it goes. It feels like a very haphazard and overly optimistic way of planning a major attack on an enemy position, in my opinion. Get those over there, actually. Beautiful. And Zero, thanks Arch, your feedback was actually really useful. I basically have all the gear you'd need. I've had ideas, but I've not been sure what to do. Ah, yes, it's the what to do thing, though. That's one part I didn't actually touch upon. What to do on YouTube? That's probably, like, the biggest question of all, isn't it? Because what hasn't already been done? That is, well, that is the million-dollar question for anything at all. Like, not for you, not just for YouTube, but for any sort of business operation whatsoever. What hasn't been done already? If you can figure that out in any scenario, basically, you will do very, very well. But the problem with that is you need to figure out something that nobody else has figured out. The VTubing thing is a perfect example of this, as Kiz and I, which I do believe was the first, if not, it was the first, if not at least one of the first. One day, she was sitting in Japan, and then she looked at her screen and thought to herself, anime girls are really popular. I wonder if I could be an anime girl on the internet. And she could. And she became ludicrously popular for it because she figured out something that nobody else had figured out. It's that wonderful mix of like, oh, of course that would be popular, and why didn't anybody think of that? Well, nobody thought about that because it wasn't an of course yet. This is something that repeats itself frequently throughout human history, where we do something and we're like, well, duh. But it wasn't a duh thing at the point in time. Or simply, you know, do something with a little bit of a different sling to it, a different swing, something like focusing on certain relevant portions of history. Now, you also want to focus in if you're going to do that, by the way, because YouTube these days, oh, and that's another thing too. YouTube right now kind of hates variety content. YouTube is not fond of variety content at all. It punishes variety content outright. Why? Well, that's a very good question, because previously, YouTube actually rewarded variety content. It loved variety content. It wanted you to do loads and loads of different things, preferably. But for one reason or another, YouTube changed its mind. And now YouTube would prefer for every channel to basically be like kind of like a television channel. Like, this is the cooking channel, like this is the history channel, you know, stuff like that, right? Where you create niches. This is why you sometimes see channels with a very specific, narrow focus blow up very, very, very quickly. There was a whole heap of channels that blew up during the what was that game? The imposter game. The one with the little dumbass figurines. The oh god help me. The Last of Us? No, not The Last of Us. Fuck. How can I not remember this video game? God help me. Among Us! Yes, thank you, Book. There was a whole spate of channels that blew up massively during that time by making Among Us cartoons. And that's all they did. They made Among Us cartoons. And as people were searching for the term Among Us, the YouTube algorithm then looked at the channels available on YouTube and said like, okay, this channel right here has the keyword Among Us mentioned like 30 times. So clearly, he's what people are looking for. And so I'm going to push him. And that then resulted in that channel being mentioned 31 times because the algorithm had noticed him, and now the algorithm's like, oh, that's the thing that I've defined as Among Us. And then now it's mentioned 32 times, and so on and so on and so on, as YouTube basically creates an endless feedback loop where the rich get a lot richer and the poor, well, they remain wallowing in ignominious anonymity. And that is kind of how YouTube works. It's perhaps not a good thing. In fact, I would definitely argue is a bad thing. But it is also one of those problems that I'm not entirely sure has a solution, honestly. Because if people are searching for Among Us content, and this guy is making Among Us content, then, well, shit, you should probably suggest the person making Among Us content, right? That makes complete and utter sense. And the only, like, counter-argument would then be like, okay, but what about this other guy? He's also making Among Us content. Alright, but why should I send viewers to him instead of this guy? It's like, well, because he's smaller? Like, okay, but do I, as YouTube, benefit from helping small creators? Like, what is my advantage here? Wouldn't it be better to just gather everybody around what I have determined to be quality content and thus keep people coming back? I mean, I guess. It's a feedback loop that I don't know if we can possibly break, really. It's a weird one. It's a problem. And that's also why, like, big channels will probably, like, always be the big channels. That's also why you sometimes see channels that used to be big, or even channels with, like, really huge subscription numbers that are getting very few views, for example. After I finished playing Amnesia the Bunker, for example, I was like, oh god, that was fucking awful. I wonder how other people did. And so I just searched for Amnesia the Bunker. I was like, okay, let's see what other people experienced. And I found this channel, and it had like 2.5 million subscribers or something. Huge fucking channel. And it had a video on this that had like 10,000 views, and it had been up for a week, and I'm like, what? How? And it's because they got big creating a very specific style of content. Like, years back, they made a Pokemon video, for example, right? That absolutely blew up enormously, because everyone's like, my god, look at this guy playing Pokemon. Like, wow. And it got, like, 6 million views. But then, eventually, he stopped playing Pokemon. And then people was like, yeah, but, you know, I came to watch you play Pokemon. And everybody went away. And this I've seen, like, on Total War channels, on, like, War Thunder channels, like, War Game channels, Hearts of Iron channels, all kinds of stuff, where once you stop making the thing that made you popular, YouTube and even the audience as well will often slap you for it because they came there for a specific style of stuff. And obviously that's happening with me too. Like, I've got, what, 246 people watching me play a fucking pony game right now? And don't get me wrong, that's great numbers. Those are actually good numbers. But compare that to when I was covering the debate yesterday, and we had like, I think like 1,600, 1,800 people watching. Like, huge numbers, because I, for weird-ass reasons, have become primarily known now as a, like, political style channel, where my big throbbing brain gives you deep and complex takes on why we should definitely breed and then eat as many horses as possible. You know? Meanwhile, Chance with 2k subs put out a 5-minute video on 3 million views by adding, I don't know what that means. And, you know, that's another thing that happens as well. The problem with clickbait, right? I saw a channel recently with like 4,000 subscribers or something, with a video with 250,000 views. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? And then I open the channel, and he's making like Henry Cavill videos, and Henry Cavill 40k. So it's like, video 1, Henry Cavill has saved 40k, like 250,000 views. Like, Henry Cavill, they hate him, another like 200,000 views. Henry Cavill is fighting against Amazon, and it's just, the dude is pulling shit directly out of his anus at this point, because he's realized that this one thing is something that is popular and gets him a lot of views. But people are also not sticking around because they open it, they click on it, like, my god, what is happening? And then they're like, this is bullshit though, and then they move on. YouTube, it is an, what was the Churchill quote? YouTube, it is a mystery wrapped in an enigma, or something. That's the more complicated quote than that, but listen, Churchill knew how to speak English, I don't. Now, breathe their cloacas, please. That was a bull. So, how many was that? 553,000. I'll take it. I'll take it. How many casualties in the war so far? 19 million. Right, yep, we're getting there. We're getting there, definitely. There's becoming fewer and fewer of the little birdies every day. I'm wondering if we couldn't get away with a general offensive now. I think we've destroyed so many divisions, we could probably get away with just charging. First, let me get limited conscription going, because I think I'm gonna need dudes. Right, let's send up 6 of the naval landing divisions up there. We'll keep 5 in reserve. Right, Oberkommandos der Herr and the Field Marshal Trimmel, you'll take command over the armored elements. Could I break something off the front line here and make myself a second mechanized division? Because that would be really good. Oh, division, another mechanized corps, more correctly. Right, Queen's Guard, you are all free, so let's remove you. Reorganization time. Everybody loves logistics. Think you all might have a couple more chomps first? Maybe. I mean, there's another decent chomp down here. Advanced super heavy tank chassis. Really now? Really now? Okay. Alright, how much? Actually, do I have armor yet? No, I don't have early composite armor. Okay, wait until we've got early composite armor. Then we make it. Modern high-velocity cannon, modern heavy cannon. Yes. Yes, yes. Okay, we've got 13 infantry divisions there. 18 infantry divisions there. 12 there, 6 there. Okay. Right. And we can free up those 3 mechanized divisions. I very much so doubt there's going to be anything in front of me too threatening. You're not the same as that, are you? You are, okay. Alright, the second Heeresgruppe. Let's see if we can move the second Heeresgruppe completely off the front line. In fact, have we? No, we've got a few more divisions there. Got to stop selecting my things, I swear to God. Right, that should bring the entirety of the second Heeresgruppe off the front line. Brilliant and beautiful. Right, second Heeresgruppe, you have the honor of being transferred over to a fully mechanized command. Panzer Grenadiers. Play with your new toys carefully. They're not quite as invincible as they look at first glance. They are but little coffins. And I wonder... Where's my Panzer Grenadiers? Could I sneak in some attack helicopters there? How many attack helicopters would that cost? You would have minus 718 in storage. Right, never mind. We're not quite there yet. We're getting there, but we're not quite there yet. Right, that's actually a fairly big transference of troops they've got there. Alright, stiffen this up so we can start loosening up everything with an actual engine attached to it.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
Zero, that's really helpful. Thanks. I'll think more on it. Thinking is good. But do remember, thinking is good, but doing is also good. Yes. Now, we've actually had a little bit of a breakthrough here. Presumably because we're just switching out units now, I imagine. With infantry. Yep, the front line was a bit thin there in many places, but hey. So long as the breakthrough has already been achieved, it does not matter if they then make a little bit of advancements later on. Right, send half of the panzers down there, other half up north. The northern front's holding on just fine. 6 more divisions under the 4th Heeresgruppe. And if they want to make a breakthrough here, I mean, there's every opportunity I could make something interesting out of that too. After all, maybe they want to give me an opportunity to cut off some more of their units. I wouldn't mind. I never say no to a gift-wrapped encirclement. think they are. Okay. Yeah, that should be no problems whatsoever smashing through. Penetration. And now don't you feel silly for doing your little counteroffensive, huh? Don't you just feel downright dumb? Oh, no, don't launch a single division at that. That would be foolish. Actually, would it? Not with the aid of 2 more divisions, it wouldn't. Right. This is a somewhat hurried counterstroke here. But it'll be good enough for now. Right, once we hammer through that, we might also be able to maybe get a little bit of a bonus. How greedy does one want to be? Not too greedy. Let's play it safe for once. Greed is good, but not always. Now, let's make just sure we get the surround there. That'll be a nice little chomp, and after this, I'm relatively sure once we assign enough air power to everybody, we can carry out a nice generalized offensive to crush what remains of the Griffonian Empire. It's once mighty nation, reduced to dust, shit and cinders, beneath the ever-clopping hooves of the changeling hordes. And Harmonic Drive, do you think that the Mechanicum plan to make Krieg a war world, and which mad science project will the Cogboys not do? I don't think they planned it, because they were, the reason why Krieg turned into a war world was because of secessionists. Now, if the Mechanicus had a hand in those secessionist forces, then maybe, but I don't think I've seen any indication of that, so probably not. And as for not do, well, see, that's a very difficult question to answer, because the Mechanicus would do just about every terrible experiment in the book. It just depends on the tech priest, really. See, the Mechanicus have a lot of overlap, kind of, with the Inquisition in this. How every Inquisitor slowly but surely grows more radical over time as they continue to wage the endless war against chaos, and they keep seeing that every victory they win is temporary. They never really manage to deliver like a truly telling blow to chaos, and so they go a little bit further the next time. And the next time they go a little bit further, and the next time they go a little bit further, and so on, until all of the Inquisitors start dreaming about the final solution to chaos. And that final solution pretty much always includes embracing chaos in some way, shape, or form in order to defeat chaos. And hey, as I talked about in the an Inquisitor video, there is a point there. There is absolutely a point there. There is absolutely a certain rationale to using chaos to fight chaos, because chaos is the most effective tool against chaos. It is the only with chaos can you truly banish a great demon. Only with chaos can you truly kill a demon, and so on and so on. But the problem is, of course, that chaos also invariably always corrupts. That is the thing that always ruins the best intentions of the Inquisition. Chaos always corrupts. It doesn't matter how good your intentions were, how much you wish to do this for all the right reasons, chaos will always turn your most noble of intentions into selfish and destructive ones. Always. Alright. The front is getting nice and wide now. I think that general issue offensive is right around the corner. If for no other reason than because it will make controlling everything a lot easier. But again, if you're gonna give me a free surround to slice off another 6 odd units, I'm not gonna say no. Modern rocket launchers. How adorable. Nice and simple. Alright, other aircraft covering this area? There should be. Yes, there are. You having a hard time down there? Yes, yes you are. Okay, well. Never mind, little tankies. I'll take you off that. Right, so, how are we going to plan this? Well, the 1st Panzer Armee will remain under the command of Field Marshal Trimmel, I believe. Do you have anything unlocked that could be cool? Honestly, not really. Offensive Doctrine, that does sound useful for a Panzer leader, so yeah. Improvisation Expert, that too would be pretty nice, yes. Offensive Doctrine, I'll take it. Offensive Doctrine, I'll take it. Expert Delegator. Don't really need to worry about that. Right, why are you exercising? Don't do that. So, we'll probably transfer these over to Armeegruppe Nord, which will now basically be Armeegruppe Center, but well, I'll let it keep the name for now. The 1st and 2nd Heeresgruppe, mechanized, will be under him. We will take the Fallschirmjäger Commando off. And we'll transfer over the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th Heeresgruppe as well, which gives him access to all of my infantry and the front line. 5 corps. And then it elects to not draw anything up out of there, of course. Mountains. Okay, hold on. I could assign the Queen's Guard to take care of that, I suppose, but that seems like a enormous fucking waste. Right, I have 158,000 pony power at the moment, which is not an enormous amount. Fuck it, leave it to the Queen's Guard then. I'll say 1 division would probably be more than enough to hold that open. But with the Queen's Guard up there, I'm going to be pretty goddamn sure that they're not breaking through that anytime soon. Right. Assign the front line. And let's start getting some air power assigned. Okay. This is always the mildly annoying part. Right, gather up the fighters. Actually, you know what? Let's just do like this. Nice and simple. And take out the strategic bombers. Take out the transport wing. Move everything over there. Right. Is there anything else I want to have moved over there? Yes, another 500 fighters. Transfer those over. Is that it? Yes, these will keep back because they're just going to guard the coast. And these guys as well. Right, then we just wait until all of our air power has appropriately coalesced. Heavy fighters? Yeah, the heavy fighters, we don't need to worry about those. They're just gonna bomb random shit that they come across anyways. You can bomb the seas there. Right, that is a lot of stuff. That is a lot of stuff. We're gonna assign each corps with 500 fighters. That should provide more than adequate air support. There we go. Oh, an ace is dead. No, not the ace. Right, and 600 to the panzers as well, just to make sure that they've always got some cover overhead. And another 400 to the Queen's Guard, which still leaves me with a lot of fighters. A whole fucking heaping heck of a lot of fighters. Right, 300 tactical bombers each. Oh, another dead ace. You don't even have an ace. Poor bastards. $300 to the panzers. 300 to the Queen's Guard. That still leaves us with a few hundred left as well. Good, good, good. Right, and railway guns. There you go. Have railway guns. Now, I'd prefer it if you spread out a little bit more. Thank you. Keep building airfields. Right, there's still fucking 5,000 aircraft here. Oh, Jesus. Okay, you guys are bombing... what, the ocean just? Yes. Okay. Separate you. We still have 2,900 fucking fighters, good god. Right, bring those over there. Right, I shouldn't be lacking in air superiority anytime soon. Alright, now, what kind of a front line are we gonna draw? That's an interesting question. That's an interesting question, because, boy, there's a lot of land in front of us. There's a lot of land in front of us. Right, first thing first, I guess, having a hard time drawing this out. There we go. Right. There you go. That'll be the first operational plan. And now we can create super heavy tanks. I would like to create super heavy tanks. I would like to create super heavy tanks. Advanced super heavy tanks, yes. Full pony turret. Breakthrough. Composite armor, yes. Composite armor. Heavy armament. Modern heavy cannon. 94 hard attack. Modern heavy cannon it is. Modern radios. Sloped armor, obviously. Hybrid mesh skirts and improved stabilizers. Now, it doesn't need to move fast. There you go. 4 kilometers per hour, more than enough. The E, God hates you. There. Because that's what everybody says when they see one of those things. Oh, I see. I'm dead. Precisely. Unironically, that was a thing that occurred quite a bit during the Second Great World Kerfuffle. The Americans were really, really paranoid about the Tiger tank. Granted, the Tiger tank was a pretty heavy-duty piece of hardware, but there weren't that many of them. But the Americans grew really, really scared of the Tiger, to the point where American infantry would report basically any sighting of an armored vehicle as being a Tiger tank. Like, they would see a Panzer IV and be like, Tiger! They would see one Panzer IV, and they would report back to HQ that they were under attack by entire divisions of Tigers. This also coincides with the fact that the Americans were kind of cowardly, okay? I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. The Americans were kind of cowardly. And now I'm talking about the average GI infantryman, right? The general infantryman. The general infantrymen in the US Army did not receive anywhere near enough actual training, not even remotely fucking close. Now, the American Special Forces, like paratroopers for example, proved to be extremely effective and extremely aggressive as well, but the infantry, not so much. The infantry had a habit of, whenever they got shot at, no matter by what, even if so much as a single mortar round landed in their midst, they would hug the ground, and they would call up every fucking ounce of artillery and air support available to them. Like, some dude would fire a K-98 from a bush, and then run away, because he's like, oh my god, it's the entire division. The Americans would then halt, report back to headquarters that they were under attack by the entirety of the Waffen-SS, and call in the entire fucking Air Force on that bush. And hey, it worked. It worked very well. It wasn't exactly a blitzkrieg doctrine, granted, but it worked. It won them the war. And that was the thing too, like, because the Americans had such an overwhelming advantage in materiel at that point that there was really no reason not to fight the war like that. That was simply fighting the war in the way that America knew it could fight the war and knew it could win. Now, it almost screwed America over, because the Americans were, at the end of the war, even the mighty United States economy was really starting to groan under the weight of the pressure placed upon it by the continued demand for war materiel. I really hate how the AI is just like, hey, you, single infantry division, attack there. And then they take massive casualties for absolutely no goddamn reason, when simply attacking with the nearby divisions would be more than enough to overrun. Right, yes, it does indeed look like I've got more than enough shit to just roll them at this point. And my shit is moving at an appropriate speed to the point where, the Griffonians can't really get out of the way fast enough either. I do love it when you move at such a speed that you actually get just entirely coincidental surrounds. And that, incidentally, is pretty much the entire purpose of a blitzkrieg, by the way, to move so fucking fast that the enemy has no goddamn earthly notion as to where exactly you are, and thus they have no earthly notion as to how to stop you either. Literally, that's how the Germans defeated the French, by streaming in behind them, and the Germans were just like, hey, we're behind you now, and the French were like, sacre bleu, we must retreat to protect our flanks. And then they retreated to a new position, only to find the Germans already fucking there, waving at them like, it's time to retreat again, Frenchie. And the French would. Because the French, of course, yet again fought using the old paradigm, where if you were outflanked, you withdrew, so as to make it impossible for the enemy to completely outflank you and thus destroy your units. The only problem was, of course, that once the enemy realized that, as Guderian and Rommel did, well, shit. They can get you to run away forever without ever actually fighting you by merely placing a dude with a flag on your flank and going, yeah, I'm here. Now what, Frenchie? Well, fuck, the manual says we retreat now. Still? Yeah. But Paris is right over there, I know. But hey, there you go. The manual says you retreat, and so, you know, the French retreated. What else could they do? Oh, that's right, too. I saw something that genuinely annoyed me the other day. There was a video that said, deep operations. The Soviet Union's answer to the Blitzkrieg. That pissed me off quite a bit, because no, deep operations are not the Soviet Union's answer to the Blitzkrieg. The Blitzkrieg is Germany's answer to deep operations. I fucking hate this. Okay. Nobody knows about this guy, and it is a crying shame, but there is a Russian, and I say Russian specifically here because the Soviet Union sure as fuck wouldn't claim him, Mikhail Tukhachevsky, also often occasionally known as the Napoleon of the East, right? He was the one that basically began all of this Blitzkrieg nonsense. He was the one who coined deep operations. What was the point of deep operations? Deep operations was the idea that you would drive fast, motorized, preferably armored, in that case armored cars, deep behind enemy lines, with not a care in the fucking world to the enemy's positions. In fact, you would deliberately drive behind them, ignoring your own flanks, to cause havoc and chaos behind the enemy's lines, with dozens of little commando units operating behind them, cutting lines of communications, cutting lines of supply, and making the enemy commander panic. In essence, the entire point was to make a force of 1,000 men appear as if 1,000,000 men was attacking you. Mikhail Tukhachevsky invented that. He was the one who used it, and he would have won the Polish War as well, much to the annoyance of the Polish, I'm sure, if it weren't for the fact that Stalin, who hated the fuck out of Tukhachevsky because he saw in him a very effective rival, took away his mobile maneuvering unit and killed most of it by misusing it. Fucking Stalin. But yeah, no, the Germans didn't invent Blitzkrieg. It was the Russians who did that. Mikhail Tukhachevsky. You should absolutely read up on him. He was eventually convicted as a traitor to the Soviet Union, however. You know, and he confessed to it too, so clearly we gotta believe it. And, you know, ignore the blood stains on the confession, by the way. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the fact that he was literally bleeding on it at the time. I'm sure the confession was extracted under entirely fair and balanced circumstances. As Dev would say, believe the government. Nice. That's another big, nice snip off right there. And hi, we're going a bit beyond our assigned remits of our offensive, I see. Don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily mind, I don't object, I'm just saying that you seem to be advancing a little bit quicker than the plan necessarily called for, but hey, again, what is that but the definition of Blitzkrieg? Right, assign 6 Panzer divisions to push that and make sure it doesn't, you know, do anything dumb or anything. The remaining Panzers, where do we send them? We send them down here, of course. Yes, obviously. Send the other 6 Panzer divisions down south. And, yeah. Half of the quick armor, too. Oh, there we go. Heavy metal Christina Aguilera. I'm actually kind of digging it. Weirdly enough. I suppose researching at the moment isn't necessarily all that, you know, important, but still. Right, strategic bombers. Shit. What do I've even got left to bomb anymore? What do I even have left to bomb anymore? Well, start bombing Griffonheim, I guess. Maybe there's something left there to bomb. I don't know. I think I've pretty much rubbled the majority of the enemy's infrastructure as it is, so... I'm not sure if there's anything left, but if there is, find it and make sure it's rubble. Nice and simple. I do believe the general offensive was the right call. It's going quite well so far. Right. Smash straight through. Oh, enemy Cypher. Oh, Jesus. By the time the fast panzers actually arrive, the enemy's already pretty much penned in. Okay, well. Go on, boys. Don't let the Panzer Grenadiers hog all the glory. And expand upon that. And Queen's Guard. It is your time to shine, yet again. I know you will make short work out of your assigned opponents. They will not stand before your super heavy tanks. There we go. Simple dimple. What can mere griffins do before such weight of armor? It's a good question. What can but a poor griffin do in the face of such concentrated hatred? There is very, very little left of the Griffonian forces. And now, our African allies can finally join the fight as well. Viva la black people. Come now. Come now. Well, black ponies, actually. Come one pony. Come all ponies. Come one pony. Come all ponies. Come on, ponies. We've got a continent to conquer. In the name of the Afrikaner. Just start spreading out the light armor there. Ooh, another nice big accidental surround. Lovely. Right, get the Panzer divisions to just start clearing this shit up. And the Queen's Guard. Do you have anything that needs knocking down? Honestly, there is so little in front of me right now that I don't even know if there's anything left to attack anymore. I do believe Griffonian resistance has pretty much completely collapsed. Right, close that pocket and we'll redraw the front lines once it's done. Where are you gonna run to? Wherever you're gonna go, there's gonna be light armor divisions waiting for you. There you go. The beauty of light armor. Shit early game, great late game. It matters not to where you flee, little pony. You will be found and you will be bred. That is your destiny. You could not change it, even if you wished to. And with all of the ponies' love of peace and harmony, I don't think they ever would even want to. And once they understand how roomy and homely our breeding camps are, they will wonder why they resisted in the first place. Or, well, griffins in this case, so they're birds. I'm not actually sure if birds have a vivid breeding ritual economy. I mean, surely they do, right? They've got, like, plumage and stuff to attract possible mates and so on. Yes, yes. Ah, the Kingdom of Astorion. I wasn't even aware you were an independent nation. I'm sorry, I wasn't aware you had borders. Brilliant. There. Right. Cancel that out, redraw it, and, I guess next up we just take everything else, really. There you go. Nice and simple. What is your plan for the next phase of operation, Herr General? Move forwards. I see. Say elegantly simplistic, mein General. I know. I came up with it yesterday. Bread or breed? Bread or breed? You know what? That could be a nice slogan, unironically. Bread or breed. Like, you either work for the changeling economy, in which case you provide bread, basically, yeah? Or you get bread, in which case you provide to the changeling economy in other ways. Yeah. Bread or breed. I like that. It's a good slogan, chat. Good slogan. It's a good slogan. I like it. Now come here, little light tanks. I suppose I should busy myself building railroads in between all of this. Actually, most of the infrastructure here is, yet again, pretty great. God, it truly is nice to fight in a civilized nation for once, isn't it? Where the railways are actually operational and stuff. Man, it is kind of great. It is kind of great. If only every war could be like this. If only every war could be a war between civilized nations fighting in a civilized fashion. Every war should end with a handshake. See, we've got the French to fucking thanks for this as well. Unironically, the Franco-Prussian War is where a lot of this nonsense about fighting to the end started, right? Because before that, it was considered to be not only like normal and natural, but the undisputed norm that once a nation could no longer fight, the nation would simply just surrender. Because, duh. Why would you wish to continue to expose the civilian populace to additional deprivations and harshness when the war is already lost? Like, game over, dude. Like, pack it in and move on with something else. Simple. But the French, the fucking French, the French were the ones who started ruining this by not wanting to surrender. And to be fair, the French under Napoleon did have a reason to do this as well, because, you know, under Napoleon, there was to be no peace with Napoleon. All of the other nations were like, no, Napoleon must go, regardless of anything else. But it was so much better when wars had objectives, civilized warfare. There was a brief period of this in, like, the 1800s, basically, where the civilized nations of the earth realized that war was not something we engaged in for the shits and giggles of it. War was a continuation of diplomacy by other means. Simple as that. This nation wants something from this other nation, and it is now going to try and achieve that thing. Once that thing is achieved, well, shit, there's no more reason to fight. But now everything needs to be a total surrender. Gotta blame the Americans a little bit for this, as they looked at the Japanese and were like, no, no, total surrender. And the Japanese are like, yep. Okay, but what does that mean? Like, you're gonna kill all of us? Because that was what the Japanese thought that meant. Unironically, when the Americans kept pushing the line of, no, unconditional surrender, the Japanese were genuinely like, oh, you're gonna exterminate all of us, aren't you? There's gonna be camps all over the place. Well, fuck. We don't want that. It's a bit much, don't you think? And the Americans had no plans to actually do that, but it's what the Japanese would have done in their shoes, and so the Japanese simply assumed that that was what the Americans had planned for them as well. all the Americans really needed to do was to tell them, and there's even like backroom explanations where you can see like memorandums where Roosevelt is basically instructing ambassadors talking to the Japanese via neutral third parties and so on to explain to them that no, we're not gonna fucking kill all of you. Calm the fuck down. We're not you. We're not savages. We need you to surrender because the newspapers need it. All right? Like, literally, that's it. The newspapers over here are really goddamn important, and the newspapers want a total surrender because you were kind of assholes to us at Pearl Harbor. That's basically why we're asking for this. It's a PR thing. Could you play along? We'll treat you nicely, we promise. Just do this one thing for us. And eventually, of course, the Japanese did. Still not under... why are you leaving my units exposed, you goddamn video game, you? Video game. How on God's good green bleeding fucking earth are you allowing vast areas of front line to be unguarded? It's because of this, isn't it? Video game. Just take all of the territory. There's literally nothing guarding it. Just seize it. That is all you need to do. You just gotta take it and hold it. That's it. There's no opposition here. Actually, yes. There. And flexible cohesion. I feel like we're already doing plenty flexible cohesion. In fact, I feel like maybe the flexible cohesion is part of the problem, as the cohesion is a little bit too flexible. Alright, can you guys survive for long enough until I can come rescue you? I've got light armor on the way. They're chugging their way up there as quickly as they goddamn can. Actually, you might be able to break out. Right, there you go. Get the fuck out of West Rome. Never trust the AI. The AI is stupid. Right, where are you? Oh, that's you. Okay, nice. Alright, just start overrunning all of this, please. There. See? They're gonna retreat slower than you can drive. No reason to take any pointless casualties here. Nice and simple, see? Oh, God damn it. I just told you to stop getting my units surrounded, you little shits. Cease! Right. The Queen of Changelings defeated the Erudite Arcanite of Romanu. Who? I don't even know who the fuck I'm invading anymore. I think those were the little, like, faction of, Pope people in the middle there or something, I think. I believe so. I can't believe they're still independent. Why were they still independent? There you go. Yep, take over the rest of that. Good boys. I'm fairly sure that I have accidentally invaded a couple of nations at this point. Which, hey, you know, they were in my way, what can I say? It's like the Low Countries, you know? The Low Countries were in the way, and so the Schließen plan was carried out a few times. Just how it is. Sometimes, neutral nations are going to be in areas where they really shouldn't be, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. Right, there is nothing in front of me yet again. Let's just get the How far are you to surrendering? Surely there can't be a whole lot left of you by now, surely. %80 in the favor of the aggressor. Yeah, I'd say so. I'd be inclined to believe that the war is indeed going in the favor of the aggressor. Right, gather up the panzers again. And little light tanky wankies. Yeah, okay. Your job is simply just to use your ridiculous speed to outrun the enemy and wipe them out as they try to retreat. Pretty simple, right? There you go. Exactly like that. Well, sort of, kind of, exactly like that. And that's all you need to do. Your engine is your weapon. The greatest difficulty is guessing where they're going to run to. Come and seek here. Thank you. I do love playing with the light armor when it hits this speed and there's just not enough in front of you to stop them. It really does just become like as you run over unit after unit. Their little speed bumps like thump 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 as another division is caught beneath the wheels. I do love that. I do love that. It's pretty cute. Alright, surround those as well. Get the tanks over there, and we might as well start just grabbing some more territory, why not? Fuck. By the time the tanks are actually in position, everything has already been seized. Okay, well, shit, just... Panzer IV. Hoy becomes Carmageddon. It really does, it really does. Oh, Griffonheim. I want Griffonheim. The Fall of Griffonheim. Wait, are those deers? Holy fuck, are there Olenians over here? I thought I wiped you off the map years ago. How come you're still alive? Come here. Fucking Olenians. Deers? Yeah, the deers are dead. The Fall of Griffonheim. A savage blow has been struck at the Griffonian Empire as the imperial capital was captured by changeling forces. Many think this heralds the end of the vestigial empire, unless the imperial army manages to somehow retake the city. The battle has been fierce as the defenders has destroyed the centuries-old bridges leading across the Griffking River, forcing the enemy to either fly over it during the night or construct rafts and pontoons. In the end, despite many casualties, several bridgeheads were established and the defenders retreated towards the Imperial Palace. There, they made a dramatic last stand, eagerly dying in the name of the Empire, until only a few remained, outnumbered and surrounded. The last remnants of the garrison surrendered. At least they surrendered, they didn't go full Japanese, so hey, that's something. You gonna go that way? You are gonna go that way. That seems foolish to me, but I'll happily take it. Fear my superior speed, dumbass birds. You cannot stop me because I go meep meep. Speaking of the meep meeps, oh, you did actually surround those. Nice, very good, very good. The once mighty Griffonian army has been reduced to something like a grand total of 10 divisions scattered across the entire front line. Not a good day for Griffonia. Not a good day for Griffonia at all. Alright, Panzers, at this point we're just securing territory, so no need to roll around in 3 Panzer Division strong spearheads. The front line is getting a little bit stretched. I will say that much, though. Fortunately, it doesn't really matter if the front line is a bit stretched because there's nothing... Oh, is it over? Is it over? It's over! It's fucking over! Griffonian Empire has capitulated. Fuck yes. It is over, chat. It is over. It is finished. We have won. So many nations to liberate. Who deserves freedom after all of this? Deponia, that's a great name. You're gonna be free. Republic of Nimbusi. Oh, Nimbusia. Okay, yeah. Nimbusi. Republic of Nimbusi deserves to become a puppet, definitely. Watertown, that's a nice name. Third Tree Village, I like the sound of that. Republic of Zavira, sure. City of nah. Bronze Hill, no. Catherine, no. Kingdom of Helquil, yes, they were exterminating ponies. Let's get them. Strawberry Duchy, oh yes. Hold on. Can I somehow make Strawberry Duchy larger? I can't, can I? I can't. Damn it. Otherwise, I would have given everything to the Strawberry Duchy. Damn. That's tragic. The Carthinian Empire, of course, we want them because they're cute. Can I, liberate Regno the Abyssinia? Yes! Liberate the kitty cats. Liberate the kitty cats. The Neko-Neko-Nyans must be free. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right, and just, like, puppet absolutely everything. I don't want to pop... I don't want to... Listen, I don't want to occupy all of this. Just puppet it. Puppet it all. Can I? No, I can't. Damn it. Wait, you can transfer land? Hold on. God, how do I undo all of this? Ah, God damn it. Okay, Fur Tree Village can be free. I like Fur Tree Village, actually. Oh no, I need... No, fuck. God, oh, got it. Well, now I'm doing it. Okay, alright. There, everything undone? Okay, so, step 1, Neko-Neko-Nyans must be free. We are not taking state, we are puppeting Neko-Neko-Nyans. There. Puppet the kittens. We must protect them from the Haitians at all costs. There, okay. They're protected from the Haitians. Good. Now... Strawberry. Okay, Strawberry is puppeted. Okay. Now I simply take everything else, right, and I give it... There. Ah, good. The Republic of Nimbusi still survived. Okay. Hello, Duchess Gabriella Eagleclaw. I have missed you. I have missed you so much, I have. Now. No, there's nothing here. Why? God damn it, chat. You tricked me. Never trust chat. Never trust chat. Never trust chat. Never, ever. Chat misleads. Well, in our hearts, the Strawberry Duchy... Oh, did I accidentally take over the kitties too? I actually... Oh, Jesus. Whoops. Whoops. But in our hearts, the Strawberry Duchy owns all of this, with the exceptions of the Republic of Nimbusi, who was not ruled by anyone adorable, unfortunately, which I was hoping for. This, all of this right here. Strawberry. All of this. Strawberry. Actually, hold on.
Service guarantees citizenship.
This is important. I've got an autosave. This has to be done correctly. Shit. Oh no, that's my continent. Okay, never mind. God, holy shit. That looks awfully dark. Are we sure this is the thing? Yes, this is the thing. It's fine. It's fine. Right, Panzers. Just forward. There's gonna be a little bit more to stop you this time, but don't worry about it. I believe in you. I'm pretty sure you can pull all of this off. Okay, you're down there. Where are you? You're down there. Now, all of you. Tods. And you're over here? No, up there. There. Forward. Seize everything. All of their assets, all of their land, all of their things. And, you know, if the opportunity offers itself, you might as well do a also round 2. Just to teach them a valuable lesson about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. There we go. Don't you dare retake that land. I fought hard for that land. Screw you. Who do you think you are? Is the rightful owner or something? No. You lost that privilege long ago. Yes, yes, you may be ridiculously unorganized, and you might be spread over a huge area with no supply lines or anything, but that's, frankly, largely irrelevant. Don't worry. We're not really at war anymore, so you just gotta go forward. Grab it, grab it. Come on, grab it. Grab it all. Grab it faster. I want every inch of this silly land back under my control again. Maybe if I just destroy a little bit more of their army. Maybe that'll make them more cooperative. And they just need a brief reminder of just how badly beaten they actually are. There, see? There's basically nothing left of you. Give in. Surrender now. Throw down your weapons. The changelings are not your enemies, despite every indication to the opposite. Despite the fact that we're invading you, shooting you, and placing you in camps, we are not the enemy, you and I. No. We come here to liberate you from the oppressive yoke of independence. There we are. There. Right, occupy everything, then release Strawberry as puppet, and give everything. Okay, so Strawberry puppet. Take state, liberate. Take state? No. Chat, make up your minds. Ah, chat, you little shits. Where's Strawberry? Ah. Puppet Strawberry. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's liberate. Puppet Strawberry. Puppet Strawberry. There. Pass the turn. Okay. Submit demand. Okay. Strawberry Duchy. But I did just puppet. Yeah, there it is. Strawberry puppet. Strawberry Duchy. But he claims I now have a command of it. Strawberry. Yes, Strawberry is puppet. Can I find Strawberry? Strawberry. Oh, Strawberry's not even on the list. So if I claim that... Claim Protectorate. Right. Okay, that makes a different call. Okay, so it is puppeted. Good. Take state. Develugis. Now, how do I give that to Strawberry? Ah, Strawberry. No? No. Does this benefit your victories? Okay. No, that still makes it mine. So it's not this. It is not this. Giving state to Dragon Protectorate. Current state, giving state to Dragon Protectorate. Okay, unclick that. Take state. Beneficiaries. Take state. But that's not what I want. Yeah, that's just... I don't think I can. Because I can't select Strawberry. I can select everybody else, but I cannot select Strawberry. I cannot select Strawberry. There is no way for me. So if there's not on this list, I don't think I can do it. Yep, because they're grayed out. I cannot click on Strawberry. I cannot click on the beneficiaries. See, Chad is giving 3 different kinds of advice. You know, there's no Strawberry on the list. There's no Strawberry on the list. And if I claim the land and then do the peace, I can't give it to them. Yep, I don't think you can. Demilitarized zone. Pass again? No, again, I can't select strawberry. Like, strawberry cannot be selected because it's a puppet, but it cannot be selected, chat. Maybe you can do this in vanilla Hearts of Iron, but it doesn't look like you can't do it here. I tried last time, taking all the land and giving it to them. It didn't let me give it to them. So sadly, there cannot be a worldwide strawberry. That is very unfortunate. I wanted a worldwide strawberry, but I cannot have it. I cannot have a worldwide strawberry. It is not possible, chat. The worldwide strawberry was an illusion. It'll have to just be worldwide strawberry in our hearts. The Bandit of Black Hollow. No, I don't want those. Shatterlight. The Kingdom of Griffonstone. No, don't want that. The Barony of whatever? No. No, I don't like those people either. The Griffonian Republic. It would be kind of funny if it existed and everybody else didn't. Ooh, Knightly Order. Yes, I like Knightly Orders. Make that. Where is Wingbody? Can't I have Carthinia Wingbody? Damn it, I don't think I can. Tragic. Well, everything else will be changeling then. Nice and simple. There. The Strawberry Duchy. Oh no! I need to liberate it, otherwise the poor lady isn't in charge, goddammit. Alright. Julius Eagleclaw. I don't care about Julius Eagle. Ooh, I do like you though. I do like you. You have a nice portrait. Now what about Fear Tree Village? Oh, wow. Changelings not under my command? That's weird. Rebels, clearly. Shine Spark. That's a good name. That's a good mustache. And Dragon Lord Ember, my subject. Neat. And so, at long last, the MLP comes to an end. Thank God. With Changeling Queendom owning, I don't, actually, not the majority. The majority of the land is down here, but the majority of the land down here is worthless garbage. Plus, you know, these are my puppet. Ah, the Neko, meow, meow. Why, you're not a meow, meow. What the fuck? God damn it. They're not even cats anymore. Fuck. It's terrible. The map is the correct shade of blue, which we do like. They've even got decent compliance. Look at that. 30%, only 15% angry people. Lovely. That was a longer campaign than I'd expected, frankly. But now, we can take a brief pause from My Little Pony, at the very least until the Dawnclaw heresy kicks off. And then we'll need to start funding Luna, Nightmare Moon playthrough. Koronor, Neko Orc Undead stream next. It's Dawnclaw Heresy we'll do next against the Solar Empire, and then we can usher in the Eternal Nightmare after that. War changes people, and not even cats anymore. That is true. That is true. There is a Helldivers mod in this one too, by the way. There actually is. There's a Helldivers thing that you can do. Let me see. What is the custom? Is it custom game modes or is mods? Ah, there we go. Okay, I'll show you this too. So, this is all of like the mod things you can do. Katzenreich. Kaiser Katya lands on preferred planet Efflusion, and the world of Equestrian War is spared from his machinations. But if you do that, the cat from outer space, that introduces the Helldivers to Equestria Wars. What else? The Dawnclaw Heresy for the Emperor. That makes it 40k. Faster, faster, faster. Maybe Dread Flood faster, faster, faster would be good, yes. Maybe. New Californian expedition. The content's been... Open the portal, become the humans. Excuse me? You can play as humans? What? 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 Excuse me? Where is this nation? Where is this nation? Become the humans. Become the humans. Apply. I don't know where this nation is. Press start? Let's see. I think I've selected another nation though. Yeah, can't remember. But does that... There we go. The new Californian Republic. Okay, that's kinda great. Gateway City. Brigadier Nancy Clemens. Okie dokie then. Right, well, there you go. The new Californian Republic from Fallout New Vegas. Brilliant. That is an option in this mod. Well, I imagine them and the ponies will have a lot to discuss. A lot to discuss indeed. What would can I see their focus tree? We must learn to fight as our ancestors did. Help from friends. Some of the pony population here, who apparently learnt our language through some magic voodoo, seem keen on helping us out with adopting the local ways of life. In exchange for being taught about the magic of friendship. Seems communist to me. That's fucking brilliant. That's pretty good. Recruit new rangers. An air force from scratch. Import Stallion Guard, Equestrian Changeling aircraft. So the Gateway City. So they can rush the introduction of nuclear weapons, of course. It's like, we are ponies. We wish to bring you friendship. Oh, that's pretty cool. Have you ever heard of a nuclear bomb? No? Well, in that case, I think we'll get along just swell. That is kind of brilliant. Integrate the buffalo. We lost the war against the Equestrian due to lack of manpower and industry. Now, in position to far stronger. Oh boy. Mostly humanitarian enlightenment principles. It is a choice we have to make for the future of humanity. Crush the Confederates. It seems that even in another dimension, the Southern spirit persists amongst the populace. Oh. That is just adorable. That is just adorable. It's not a very large. It's not a very large. Do they have a unique tech tree? They do. They get auto. A magic rifle. It's like, what's that? Is that a magic rifle? Basically, yeah. That's adorable. That is quite good. I'm kind of saddened that there's nothing called like the pony muncher or something in here somewhere. Oh, beautiful. Equestria at War, a mod that is way better than it has any right at ever being. Than it has any right at being. Right. And with that, everyone, my friends and compatriots out there on the internet, Equestria at War Changeling Edition finally comes to an end. And Equestria at War Dawn-Claw Heresy will eventually be done in the future. Until then, chat, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon. Have a good day, chat. Have a good day.